KTRS.
751 here, Big 550 KTRS. The great thing about technology, this is both good and bad, the great thing is that everyone's a filmmaker and everyone can tell a story, and that's what our next two guests have done. Not that anybody can do it, but they can take the technology and tell a story that wasn't necessarily being able to be told years ago. I'll shut up and introduce our guests. John Pa and Matthew Selbach, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You guys are documentary filmmakers.
We are.
And you have produced a documentary film, or a first episode, if you will.
That's right.
And what is the topic is?
It's race in America.
So you've touched the third rail.
That's
race
right.
in America or race here in St. Louis?
In America is our hope. So,
Okay.
Obviously, St. Louis is a hotbed or a kind of epicenter.
There's a race problem here in St. Louis?
Well, a slight.
You uncovered that? Breaking news here.
No,
Give
really.
us the sense of what you guys are trying to do.
What we're trying to do essentially is use narrative as a vehicle for people to see what it's like to live in other person's life,
Right.
Their skin, and realize that there's a lot more that we connect us, but also there are differences, but we should talk about those differences. We should understand some of those differences as best we can. But we believe that story or narrative is one of the best vehicles to carry that message.
And you've finished episode 1, if you will?
Correct, yes.
All right, tell us about episode 1.
So episode 1, we followed Pastor Mike Higgins, who's a pastor at South City Church here in St. Louis.
Okay.
We have a connection with him. He works as Dean of Students at Covenant Seminary, which John and I actually both attended there. And he's a pastor at a church where John is connected. So we knew that he was a good topic, a good person to follow, because he has been involved with these issues of race as an African-American man for many years.
And he grew up in North St. Louis, right?
Correct.
He did, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can we find this episode 1?
You can find it on profilingrace.com.
Profilingrace.com. How many episodes are you planning on doing?
We'd love to do as many as 10 to 12. That's
So-
a full season. Right now, we're basically going to fundraise for about 2 more, so 3 total. And then our hope is that we can do more.
And where are you fundraising?
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So people go to Kickstarter and want to help support the project. Where do they go on Kickstarter?
So we're going to release a Kickstarter campaign on Tuesday, and to keep track on that, we're going to actually post that on profilingrace.com.
Okay,
How much
so-
do you want to raise?
Yeah.
We're aiming for 50,000.
50,000.
Okay.
Let me ask you this question. You're a white guy. You're a white guy. What can you tell me about race? You guys are 2 white guys.
I'm for those who can't see me,
Well,
I'm actually Asian or
He's-
Chinese.
Yes.
All right, he's Asian.
Chinese American.
Didn't we talk about this the other day?
You're
did, yeah, we
European
talked about it just
descent.
yesterday.
What
I was like,
can you
most
tell-
people see me as white.
Now, see, that's an interesting. That's interesting
Well,
too.
since you're
That
not,
is interesting.
Yes.
since you're not black, you're white, and you're lumped in together. But the argument is that during Ferguson, many people said to me, "What do you know about race? You're white." And so I asked that question.
Well,
for you
one
guys.
interesting thing, actually, Mike Higgins, when we first approached him about this project, he was like, basically, he lumped me with white people as well, which I found that fascinating. I always had this hunch. I had black friends, but I never asked him, hey, do you think I'm white? But I was like, wow, he just said it out loud, and I was like, that's really interesting. And he had some interesting things to say. That was when it sparked this, really was like, oh, wow, Mike Higgins is the right guy to start with.
Right.
Anyway, so we're both white guys. Apparently, and
By the way, I did not say that.
I apologize. I didn't mean to
no,
offend you.
no, I'm not offended.
Send
No,
tweets to
no apology needed.
McGraw Millhaven.
But I will say is that I think that there is a difference in minorities, meaning that I have a very different perspective from Matt, from Kelly, from you. Having an immigrant experience is very different from maybe an African American experience. But that I think that when Matt and I both have this sense of looking at the world slightly differently, especially from an immigrant's point of view, I go, wow, America has some wonderful, amazing things. I love America, love being here. But at the same time, I don't feel like I'm quite American. And
I've heard that from other people. I have a Filipino friend, Filipino American, and she feels like she is not a part of America.
Yeah.
A part of being America.
Now, are you a first generation? Tell me your story
First
real quick.
generation,
So
yeah.
you came over. Your parents brought you over.
came off the boat, came
Okay.
on. So basically, my parents thought, let's give our kids a better life. And I was born essentially in a different country, and then came over here,
Right.
And had a great experience. But I've heard people tell me, get out of our country.
See,
it's hard to
that's interesting.
feel American.
Funny, they've said that to me too, but for different reasons.
So obviously you're going to profile not only black and white, but also other ethnicities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
What's
the goal.
interesting is you guys should really do a number of episodes on race. It'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good idea for you guys to do.
We've heard that before.
All right. Episode number 1 is up where?
profilingrace.com. You can also find it on YouTube by searching Profiling Race.
Profilingrace.com. And all right, that's John Pa and Matthew Selbeck. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
You got it. 7:57 here, Big 550.